Hi guys, welcome back. So what an epic match. Japan 28, Scotland 21. Japan win with a bonus point, win all their matches, win the pool and set up a quarter-final with South Africa. What a match. I mean, first of all, both sides played great, but let's dive into that first half because Japan were just irresistible at times there. So it was a brilliant start straight from the beginning of the match. You're just into it. You had a funky grubber kickoff which Japan regathered, and Scotland win a penalty, go down the other end, drop it, it gets hacked up, Japan back into the 22, and it's just a crazy start, and I literally felt like my heart did not stop going off the chart for the whole game. I don't know what you guys felt. Anybody watching that game, let me know what you thought, just the adrenaline of the whole thing. So 4 minutes in, attack versus defence, it was really good, it was really fast. We had Japan pretty much dominating the attacking possession in that first half. And Scotland actually defending pretty well for most of it as well. They looked really up for it. It wasn't that Scotland kind of lost it, it's, you know, Japan kind of won it. So 6 minutes in, we had a great score actually for Scotland. Russell gets the try. It's a perfect build-up actually for Scotland. And there was a mix between that big ball carrying from the likes of Bradbury, who I thought was excellent actually, and then some invention from Russell. Really good try. So 7-0 so to Scotland. It's looking really good, like a good start. That's what they need to do. And then Japan starts to get into their game. Their phases are really quick, but Scotland's line speed is actually starting to force some turnovers. So again, it's saying, okay, fine, they're coping with the Japanese attack. And then Japan get a penalty and Tamura misses it. It's not a good penalty kick at all. His range is quite small, and as I mentioned on the previous Japan video, he's not a great kicker. It is a weakness of theirs. He's very good at running and launching the attack, but goal kicking is a weakness for Japan. Doesn't cost them in this game eventually. Then the irrepressible Michael Leach makes a bust, and what an epic player he was. I don't know why they took him off in the end. I would leave him on for the whole game, but you know, whatever, using a fresh player. Try for Matsushima, brilliant passes down the left, absolutely fantastic. Offload, 7-0, game on, brilliant game already. And it's the most I've got into a game in this World Cup for sure. Really getting excited. It felt like a knockout game. You know, can Japan raise themselves to that level again for South Africa? Well, on evidence, yes they can. South Africa will certainly be rested, but they'll be worried now. They're not going to be taking this game lightly. Anyway, big scrum penalty to Japan, relieved some pressure. The scrum looked even, but certainly for the first half of the game, Japan were getting the rub of the green with the referee. He wasn't liking what Scotland were doing. Scotland's scrum actually came back into it in the end, so it's like a battle within a battle there. More top drawer, Scottish defence. They're picking up turnovers. They picked up turnovers all game. But then Matsushima makes another break, loads of pressure and an awesome try. Going up the middle, offloads, boom boom, under the post. I think the prop scores 14-7. It was just a brilliant attack, and again, Scotland weren't defending that badly. It was just awesome attack. Russell fumbles and Graham was completely on out wide. That's quite a big point in the match actually. If he'd poked that kick through, Graham was going to score. You know, Japan's defence did look a bit patchy there in behind at times, but they got away with that one. However, Japan's handling and ball movement is unreal. And at this point, I made the note, Japan are a tier 1 country. Let me know what you think there. They're absolutely on a par, if not better than Scotland and Ireland. They're established tier 1 countries. Their performance in this World Cup is tier 1. You know, they really don't have many weaknesses. Like I said, goal kicking is the only one I can think of. So yeah, let me know about that one. Gray gets a bit of a head-on-head clash, but both are going low. So I'm happy that one wasn't called as a yellow card actually, because I don't think there's a lot they could have done about that. So that's quite good. 31 minutes, more fast phases for Japan. Good defence for Scotland. They kick to the corner, apply pressure. You know, it's really good rugby. You know, and 75% possession was the stat that flashed up, and it's just got to be unsustainable for Scotland, as it proved to be in that first half. Japan win another scrum penalty. He's not liking the Scottish scrum. Tamora misses another easy kick at goal. I mean, it's a really poor miss. He is not a good kicker at all. But their running and handling, as soon as I wrote that, I put their running and handling is not a problem. They are unbelievable. And he moves the ball left. They poke it through. Fukuoka picks up the bouncing ball. Really finishes very, very well. Try 21-7. Absolutely another cracker. And at half-time, 21-7. Japan were the best team by miles. Scotland weren't playing badly, but they just didn't have the ball. And they've got to get control of that ball if they were to have a chance. Second half starts with a bang. Michael Leach, absolute legend. 2 huge defensive interventions. Scotland forcing the attack. Then Japan strip the ball and finish in the same motion. 28-7. Bonus point score. This game looks over completely. Scotland are on the ropes. You know, they can't dictate the speed or territory of the game. But they don't go quietly into the night. Oh no, 48 minutes. Ritchie, who was again excellent all game. Those 2 flankers, Bradbury and Ritchie, 100% Scotland's number 1. That's good for their future for sure. I might as well mention it now. When Wilson came on for Bradbury, he was fresh, but he looked really slow and unathletic compared to Bradbury. I wouldn't have taken him off, to be honest. But yeah, huge difference there. Anyway, Ritchie goes through, could have offloaded past a Hogg possibly, but after loads of good phases, it's the prop Nell that crashes over. 28-14, and so you're thinking, okay, well hang on, could they come back? Bradbury and Ritchie, again, those guys I just mentioned, make a lovely choke tackle. And at this point, it looks like the momentum is just starting to shift Scotland's way. Obviously not on the scoreboard. And Scotland, Townsend decides to empty the bench at this point. And I think that's a really good call, possibly apart from Bradbury coming off. You know, they put on the fresh legs when Scotland were getting the upper hand. I like that. George Horn especially was fantastic. Maybe he should have started. In fact, definitely should have started. Just a better player. Anyway, Scotland's getting into their attack now. They're looking better. They're moving the ball. And what I thought Scotland might do was try and slow the game down a bit, take the pressure off. But no, they only know one way. They fought pace with pace. They just made the game even quicker. Multiple phases, offloads, Fagerson scores, good bump off, 28-21. I wrote, this is ridiculous. What a game. Then Japan come back into it, amazing attack over 20 phases, but Scotland get top defence. Ritchie again with a turnover, brilliant. And then Scotland try and run it from their own line, nearly go the length. Matsushima covers. Both sides are going toe to toe. It's like Rocky Balboa. On 67 minutes, Himeno gets a huge jackal, and I believe that shifts the momentum just away from Scotland for a moment there. Bit of a fight breaks out. Scotland steal the line out, but then Himeno counter-rucks again. This is just the game in a microcosm, end to end, backwards and forwards. Japan go a bit slower now. They're getting a bit tired, and Scotland do turn it over. But they can't make anything of it. Both sides are out on their feet. 75 minutes. There's a penalty to Scotland. It's their last chance, but they're looking really tired now, actually. And they're just losing the pace of the attack. And Russell gets turned over. Japan run down the clock very wisely because they're knackered. Kick the ball out. Everyone goes bonkers, and after the craziness of the typhoon, we had the craziness of that match. 28-21, Japan play South Africa, brilliant, and Ireland get a rematch against New Zealand. That'll be tasty as well, even though New Zealand will probably fancy that. Both teams were great. They should hold their heads up high. Japan were the best team on balance and so deserved to win this pool. What a pool. Scotland paid for their woeful performance against Ireland, which was absolutely atrocious. They'll be gutted. They'll be going home to think again. But yeah, I don't think they should be overly disappointed because they were the third best team in this pool. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. What a great game. What do you think of those 2 quarter-final matchups? And until next time, I will see you then.